This is all native pasture on this side. This was cropland on here. On this half section, there's only 165 acres that can be broke. The rest is sloughs and pasture. And most of it was sowed to smooth brome and alfalfa. And then the later stuff was that meadow brome and cottony tall fescue and alfalfa. There's still alfalfa there, but it's, you know, as long as you rotate some grazing, it'll probably stay for quite a while. The grasses are getting a little thin, but a lot of years they kind of get overgrazed on a year like this. I think eight or nine different paddocks for pasture, and they're roughly about 18 acres each. Then there's two hay pastures there, about 45 or 42 acres each. And I don't know how big the native is, I never measured it. But it's probably 40 acres or more. But there's a huge slough in the middle of it. Actually, we pump water from across the road. We used to haul water back in the 80s, and not knowing that grandfather had a windmill well there, and it's only 13 feet deep, and the wells around the buildings are all 15 to 25 feet in shale. That one's, it's off the hill, and it watered everything. It waters all the cows, and we used to have 1,500 pigs and 140 cows, and the house all would water off of that well. It only comes in about 5 gallons a minute, but if you get a high water table, it'll be running out the top all the time. We rotate them all the time. We do usually, whatever ones we finished with last year, we'll usually start with that one and go the other way. But we try to, on this one we haven't done as much. On the other ones we try to move them at least 500 feet down, just so that it seems to lose a few of the flies and stuff. I don't know whether it does or not, but it seems like it does. But they can still get flies when their cows all go for the same place for water.
Well, Robert really started implementing the rotational grazing systems and putting in alleyways and all that stuff, which a lot of this infrastructure has been here for years. This is about 80 acres. We divided it. It used to be divided in half on an angle, and we decided let's try to go smaller. And the game plan was to go 20-acre-ish paddocks, and then divide it with a poly wire, and then drop it and let them go on. About 20 acres here for 3 to 3.5 days, depending on how where I was, because that changes very regularly. But yeah, we're utilizing this alleyway, which is new, and trying to get rid of badger brush, and then come back to here for water. Funding for doing most of this, I went through, everybody's got funding to do the fencing, but we did it through Manitoba Habitat, Ian Fortune. So if you were here last year, we looked at this watering system, and it's got the like we plowed in the 1/2 mile of 1.5 inch OD pipe, which I'm having trouble with the pump system down there. Using used jet pumps, and I don't think a 3/4 is maybe enough to push it here. Does anybody? I don't know much about it, but I was thinking about going to a submersible pump and see if I could push a little harder with that. Is anybody's experience? It's only lifting about 12 feet at the most, but then it's a rise of about 40 feet. About a 1/2 mile. So that seems to be where I'm drawing my I burn pumps out, usually on the hottest day of the year.
I guess I'll really quickly talk about a program that's new to us. It's only 2 years old. Funding through Cargill and A&W, and they're paying us to promote and get producers to do more intensive rotational grazing. So long rest periods, higher stock densities. That means you need small paddocks and you need to move around quite quickly. So we kind of structured that program that a daily move is kind of the threshold for getting into the program, but then we can pay per acre per year to the producer for that increased management effort that goes into it, and some more infrastructure as well, right?